Good morning everybody, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. This week I'm planning on doing what should be hopefully a relatively simple little project and turn a set of salt and pepper shakers out of this is a piece of stone pine for the salt, light wood, and down here we have a piece of Meranti for the pepper shaker. So we have a light and dark to have a set. So it's a wild and woolly old day here today. The shed's rattling, you'll probably pick that up through the mics, and we will move along and try and get this done for Workshop Wednesday. Okay, so we've got the bit of stone pine on to start with. It is pretty big because so it's 100mm long by about 55 across. I'm going to bring that down to round, then I'll do the same with the Meranti, put a little tenor on them so we can hold them in a chuck to drill out the centre and then form the outside for the salt and pepper shaker kit. Tools of choice today are going to be roughing gouge, skew and 1/2 inch spindle gouge. Not quite round, but that'll be close enough for getting it into the chuck. Whack the Meranti on. Might be a bit dark. That's better. I can see what I'm doing now. And probably not quite round, but good enough for the exercise to make it start to chuck on. Just rub their face. Okay, all chucked up in the Vic Mark chuck. So the inserts are a touch under 28mm. So I'm just going to drill in with a Forstner bit to an appropriate depth, and that'll be the inside pretty much done. Give that a little bit of a blowout. And that should slip in there quite nicely. So I've got this little lug here, so I'm going to do a little tiny recess in the top here to suit that, and hopefully conceal it with a little thin layer of wood. Stop it first, eh? Interesting. Right, going to have to clean that out a little bit. So all that's happened here is when I've gone in with the skewer, I've created a little burr on the inside which has stopped it from going in, which I should have thought of. So you just take the skewer and run the side of the bevel against it there to just take that off. Blow the sawdust out again. And there we go. Got to come out a tad further. So I won't muck around doing all this and take up video time. It's only just expanding it a little bit at a time. So I'll get that done and then come back. Okay, we've got that sorted. Now we have a depth thing. So the bottom of it said salt and pepper shaker. Probably want a little bit of weight in the base of it. So we'll make the bottom of our piece somewhere down around there. Do a little parting mark in here. Something to work into. Gently, because I don't want any chip out on the end. If I have a little bit of that bark still back there, I'm not too worried about that, because I think that'll make quite a nice little feature. So, although having said that, it won't have the same feature on the other piece. Myself some working room back here. And stick with just a very basic straight line on this one. Nothing artistic, because once again, I've left Workshop Wednesday to the last minute. So, I'm a little bit time constrained. But this stone pine, I really like. See the little flecks through there? I really like that. It's a lovely wood. That actually looks pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll soften that a little bit with sandpaper as I sand it. Sand this back here. It's come off the skew very nicely, so there shouldn't be a lot of sanding. Dust extraction on. And I'll show you what I'm going to do at the top here to soften it, and then I'll do the sanding off camera. So just round that little top off a little bit. Quick little sand down in there just to smooth up the rough bits. You're not going to see that because the piece is going to be glued into there. I'm going to start, this is 120, I'm not going to start with until I get to 80 up on the bank here because it's quite smooth already. So let's just have a look at that. Blow it out. That's almost bottomed out there, so I might have just drill it a little bit more. I'll do that off camera and come back when I'm finishing. Okay, so that was even better than I thought. I actually sanded from 240, just 240 and 320. Now just going to put a beeswax and oil finish on. Part it off. Make a little jam chuck and finish the bottom off. That may not have been quite as clever as I thought. Take that off there because I want glue to stick there. Don't want to finish on that. Relief cut to stop it binding. I'm cutting in so it's a slightly concave base. There we go. But look at the grain in that stone pine. It's lovely. Now I'm not sure whether I just did my normal trick. I think I did and turned the video off, but I have the jam chuck formed. It's just a snug fit, and it's just so I can sand the bottom off. So I've almost got it too loose, so what I can do is, if I want to, I can put a bit of paper towel or toilet paper or something in there to just snug it up a little bit. or I can just persevere. I might just snug it up. I'll do the rest of the sanding off camera. Right, so now the trick is I've got to try and match the size, height of this with the Meranti for the pepper shaker. Now Meranti is a little bit more splintery, so there is, that's just below what the actual base is. I'll give myself some room there. Yep. I don't want to go down too fine close to where the hole is, because I'm a little concerned that if I do that, when I put the Forstner bit in, it will chip out the side of the hole. Little centre mark there for the Forstner bit to locate on. Be sure to use the actual insert that's going to go in there, just in case there's a very nice. So same process as last time, cut a little recess in there for the little lip. Take off the little burr. See how that fits. Blow it out. It won't fit. Lovely. Alright, now I'm going to get the base of the other one and just get the width and get this base to the same width. I'm going to do that just with a peeling cut with the skew. reason I came up here a bit with that is so it gives me sort of a little bit, the base is actually there, so it means I've cut wider than what the base is. Bit of working room back here. Meranti can sprint it quite a lot. That's pretty good. So then my actual height going to be there. Alrighty, so now I'm ready to sand this one, so I'm just going to sand it. Now I'm ready to sand this one. I'll just sand off camera and bring you back when I'm putting the finish on. Okay, same as the previous one, I've sanded this to 320, and now the wax. And the oily sock. Part it off. So again, the Meranti does have quite a nice grain on it. Should be a good pair up. Right, just jam chuck and clean off the bottom. So I'll get a little bit of this at least. So on there, the little burnish mark is where it fits. Just there. Probably pretty close. So all I need to do with this again is sand off the bottom. I haven't located it right up against the stop, but I'm not putting a tool on it, so I should be able to just hold that with my hand while I sand. Again, keeping the base a little bit concave. That was 120. skipped a step, should have gone 180. This is 180. Just have a quick look. Not bad. Now I can do the 240. And then just the oily sock will be enough for the bottom. Down the side to finish that off. Right, I'll be back shortly. I'm just going to glue those in with a bit of 5-minute epoxy and then I'll bring you back. Okay, well there we go. Glued in. Little set of salt and pepper shakers. Shakers set. Meranti, stone pine. Nice, relatively quick little project. First time I've done one, so I was feeling my way a little bit just to see how it went. They're just glued in now. I'm pretty happy with the way they come up for a very basic little shape set. So thank you all for coming along and having a look on Workshop Wednesday. Don't know whether you heard or could hear throughout the video the rattling and banging that's going on here. There's quite a bit of wind, so could have been a bit noisy in the background. Please like, subscribe, share, do all those nice things. I'm enjoying making these videos. I'm hoping sure you're enjoying watching them. I watched a bit of a video from Del Bassett Timbers. He does talking with the torso, and there was a phrase that came out in one of his conversations, and the one I watched recently, and it struck home for me. So my video editing is fairly rudimentary. I come out, I take my thing, I go in, I cut off the bits off the ends that are not really relevant, and then I whack it all together and post it, because the phrase said, I'm not a content creator, I'm a maker. And that's me, I'm a maker, I'm not a content creator. I don't have the patience, the will, the time or whatever to sit down and edit up a fancy video with a fancy header. I want to make stuff and I want to put it up on YouTube. So you'll get a really rudimentary basic video and I hope you enjoy watching it. Right, see you next week. I will just come out, so coming out. So if we sneak over here, you would have seen a short through the week, Robbo's Big Bowl. I will be making a start on that this week. I don't know whether I'll get it done for Workshop Wednesday next week, but either next week or the week after you will see Robbo's Big Bowl Part 4. So that's something for you to look forward to. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week.